Hello? What the?
Virtual private network enabled. Stormwind Intelligence Section 7 recipient name, John Kingsman.
It's the guy.
Formerly of SO-14 Unit 414 designation Lancelot, requires your presence at the nearest convenience. If you accept this, please say yes after the beep.
Yes.
Thank you. Please state ping locator ident after the beep.
9.
Thank you. The VPN and call will now terminate.
Oh shit! Ah, that actually hurt my ears, but that was cool. Ow. There's a left thingy. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Director Angel.
You startled me.
Yeah, I do apologise about that. I like to do things, you know, clandestine. Like now, I appreciate you coming. I'm going to make this brief because look, I know you're clearly busy with your new unit. Right. Now, I don't know if you remember that file I sent you. Basically,
I did have that file. I did have a chance to go through it and review a lot of it. I wasn't quite sure what to make of a lot of it.
yeah, it's one of my little oddities, as it were. You know, when you have a good look at that, and I'll go through it with you.
Sure, let's go through it.
Okay, cool. So, on the left-hand side is a debrief of Operation London Bridge. This is where I applied a Grey Man initiative taught from my time in 40 Commando Recce Troop. Basically, the Royal Marine Commandos reconnaissance units. With that, we apprehended, seized, and sent down a bunch of cheeky blighters trying to half-inch the crown fucking jewels. The minerals in these lots was immense. As a team, we kept the orb and scepter from entering the black market. And basically, them bastards were trying to steal jewels.
The King's jewels?
It's the Queen's. It was the Queen's. God rest her soul.
Oh, the Queen's
Now-
jewels, sorry.
Now in the middle is loads of pictures of my various operations. Now, SI7 operations were key into weeding out any and all corruptions, domestics and all foreign, that posed a threat to the fucking crown. Now that boy McTavish, he led the unit and was formidable in his application of violence. That man, Director Angel, he taught me everything I know about blade work and the use of a garrote wire. Fun times. Now, since joining the department, the LSPD, I've looked into a few things. Firstly, I've done extensive R&D into the Weasel News backroom. I'm assuming you've got access to the MDT. If you do, have a little quick goosey gander at report number 6211.
Of course. Alright, 6211.
Hey, firm. Now that there. I'll let you get that.
No, I won't answer it. I'll hang up on it.
Appreciate that. Now this, as I say, be real quick. Now this is before the fella down at Weasel News, Earl Angle. He loves everyone now. But at the time I'd done this, he hated everyone. It was very hard going. Now this, I felt it was a threat to the security of the people. So I did extensive research on the cams, and it was awful. Anyway, I've got that one on now. Next one, if you take a little goosey gander at 7144, that's on the same tools Bell uses down there. Basically, both these depict how civilians can earn the trust with him and gain access to wall-mounted cameras and phone tapping devices. I'm sure you know about it. Everyone in their fucking mother's got one.
Someone tried to sell me one last night, actually, for 20,000.
Really? Well, they are DNA locked to whoever purchased them. Very strange.
Yeah, I found that out after you tried to sell it to me.
Awful. Anyway, with this intel, I gave a cheeky slideshow. It's a lovely slideshow. Ask Nakoda. At the PD meeting, I just basically alerted everyone about it. Now, report 6210. This is going to show you something I personally had fun forging. Let me know when you see that.
I have it ready right here.
Wonderful.
Ooh.
Now, this is a tactical map of Forum Drive.
Ooh.
Director Angel was the time of the weed epidemic. Again, using my Grey Man initiative, I'm assuming you know about the Grey Man initiative.
I don't believe I have heard of the Grey Man initiative.
So,
No.
we call that in the intelligence scene, the Grey Man initiative is you're the Grey Man. You blend into the background. You're the everyday man and or woman.
I
So
wish
you're
he would come to
hiding
the
in plain
marshal's
sight. No
chat.
one's
This
gonna-
guy would be
you're
such a good
not
marshal.
exceptional. You're not wearing mad green hair, or you're not exceptionally beautiful. You're an average looking kind of person. That's the Grey Man initiative.
Right.
Now, I infiltrated the area and sustained a foothold within the weed sellers for hours on end. Watching these sellers stand around like zombies as locals rushed in to get their next list was awful. They bored my bloody piss. Look, by the time I was done there, it taught me a few things. The entrances, the exits, elevations, the choke points, the fucking works. You see, field
It's calling
intelligence,
for gifting us
such
them.
things is vital for officer safety when raids come about. So that's the kind of thing I'll put on there. Now, last report, I won't go on. This is 6238.
Okay, I have it right here.
Okay, now this one here. is
Dang,
an
dude.
animation class. This was my final.
I want it for the marshals so
due to
bad.
having, my wings clip, so to speak, to concentrate on the actual role of becoming an officer. I might add that it was correct call for my superiors to do that. So look, this came about after I went to the docks back in February, looking over the very first arrival of these crates. Now, once the forensic teams had left the place, it was all taped up and everything by the cheeky butchers inside one of them. I knew straight away these were prop guns and ammos. Most likely were there to hide their real fucking loots. Now, I'm an ex-stuntman and I've worked in a few movies inside Richard's Majestics. Basically, the TLDR of what I was uncovered, an invoice pointing out that these Merryweather crates left the German port of Hamburg bound for Los Santos docks. I did put a report in there, so you can click at the bottom, you can kind of have a little look in there, and I've actually placed a picture of the invoice in there. But what I wanted to know was the weight of each crate. Was it the same arriving LS as it was leaving the port of Hamburg? Because obviously if they were different, well, that means the loot was fucking heading in transit. Now, the thing is, I did try to get other officers involved, but, well, because this wasn't a tangible piece of work, nobody wanted to assist. It's down to the individual.
I've heard that before.
The thing is, I call these leads and pieces of work IRP, which basically means implied reactive projects. Basically looking for interleads, reacting, reporting, and documenting my findings, and collaborating with other officers to delve deep into them. But well, look, not many officers want to entertain that, sadly, and it's, they just want to chase beats, which is fine, but it is. Any questions so far? More boring you?
You're not boring me. In fact, this is the most interested I've been in a week.
Okay, well, you know, you're a leader of a highly sort of after unit. Now, one last thing. Now, these reports are, of course, on the MDT,
Right?
available for everyone to see and read. I did these at a time when the thoroughbreds had access to it, and I'm not going to go too much into detail, but I knew they were looking into it and I was being followed. I have many more IRP reports, gang dossiers and documents on my own Obsidian VPN. I'm going to share a few with you now.
Why are you sharing all this with me?
Because I want to help.
You just want to help? You know, I'm going to be honest, looking at some of the documentation that you put together, as well as your clear demonstrated competency, I mean, shit, I have a job lining up for you if you really want it.
Well, we'll get on to that in a moment. Did you receive that last one I just shared with yourself?
I did, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Now this. This is awful.
Oh my God.
How do I start this? Well, basically, Dimitri down the docks was a good friend of mine. He said, I won't do the accent because I can't do a Russian accent. He said, Kingsman, I said, what? He said, come have a little look at this in his Russian accent. I said, okay, come down there. Took a picture of it. Now, what that is what I believe is it's a picture of a plan of a statewide phone intel heist. Looking at it, there's 4 cell towers that would need to be jacked and hacked within the next numerical tower within 10 minutes. So basically each one hacked and jacked. Next one's got to be done within 10 minutes. That's a race to each one. Once 4 have been done, the final step looks to be in Zankido military base, which is obviously the radar, which I think would upload everybody's phone intel, pictures, texts, notes, bank details.
Oh
the
my
fucking
God.
works. It is a huge thing. I mean, we carry everything on these little phones, you know, and it's a dangerous. If that's to get out, if a corporation or whoever would pay money for the intel, it'll bring the city to its absolute fucking knees.
Absolutely.
Again, I tried to offer this out to kind of have a little look. Nobody kind of wanted to entertain the idea. I did put some of my cameras up on there, on the towers, and had a little picture of them, but nothing in 4 months. So look, as much as I'll dominate and be OP within the State Marshal Office, you know, and I know, the PD need numbers, and need boots on the ground. And more importantly, I feel like I need actual PD experience, and that to me is vital for such a role within the San Andreas State Marshal Office. Many of my peers do state that I need to quit these investigations, concentrate on my own career path. But that's the thing, you know what? I don't investigate. I do not have a Scooby how to investigate. Because the way I see it, these reports, these tac maps, these leads, to me, that's basic police work. Something that all officers should follow, you know? Search for that pattern. Correlate that this particular gang uses this radio frequency more than this radio frequency. Keep tabs on those reporting multiple firearms being stolen. Simple, basic elimination and due diligence, especially with reporting. I'm a field operative, as you can clearly tell.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm offering you any help that I can help with your unit. I distrust cyberware. I've operated as a deniable field asset for such a long time, I'm hardened to any and all operations. Anything to drive this state into a better, positive place, to help the civilians flourish. Because you know what? London used to be my home. I consider this place my home now. Any questions?
I mean, shit, I have a lot of questions. So you feel a sense of duty then to the LSPD and the people in it? Oh, you don't want to leave?
I do. Shift 1 in particular, we're down on numbers, we have such bad luck. And I just feel, I'm a PPO, okay? I'm just, well, tomorrow is my, tomorrow is my last day anyway. Okay, so look, if later on down the line, once I become full officer.
How long have you been hired as you're still a PPO?
Well, there's a lot of times when I couldn't make the FTO, well, there's no FTO around. So basically since January. And I've been LOA for a couple of days, which actually ends tomorrow. So, look, if there's an opening, because this type of thing, it's in my DNA, it's in my blood, right? I can lead a unit, I can give out jobs, I can spend
lead a
hours
unit in the
reporting.
PD,
Most
dude.
importantly, I can get out there. I can blend in. Again, the grey man initiative. I could follow people.
He could be the
watch
leader of the
car parks. I could
PD's
follow- I could do
detective
the
units.
works. The intel that I can give you for you to do your job will be insane. I feel I need to remain shift one. They are my brothers and sisters. I know everyone goes on about, oh, shift one's crap, this, that, and the other. I love them. You know, I feel part of it, and I can't, at this stage, with such little numbers, I can't leave them. Even though that they wouldn't miss me because I don't do a lot in there, but I feel a sense of duty, exactly what you said.
I understand. Well, listen, it does pain me to hear you say that because you're basically the exact kind of person that we're looking for in the marshals. But, you know, if you feel like you need to stay in the LSPD and do what you can to help there, then so be it. I don't think that means that we need to disregard your clear skills that you have. What do you know about some of the tools that we have access to?
Nothing. I've been LOA. I've been up. I've been to Bolivia for a week. Yeah, don't know nothing about that. But do you know, before I go any, tools are exactly what they are. I hear the BCS say, "Oh, we need faster cars. We need this and that. Need that." I think the best tool is the boots on the ground.
Right.
The mind of an operative.
I agree. The reason that I ask you this is it's clearly clear that you're able to do a lot of work with nothing more than driving around and having access to the basic tools that a simple PPO has access to. And all I can think of is how much more work you could do if you had even just a fraction of what the marshals had at their expense, or at their expense to use. Now, you want to stay in the LSPD, which is fine and understandable and fair. But I would like to, I don't want to say use you, but I would like to enlist your services wherever I could with a lot of our investigations that we might need help or some extra manpower on when you have the time.
Rog, that sounds wonderful. Well, look, I hope I haven't taken too much of your time. There is one last thing I'm going to send this over to you.
Mm-hmm.
I've never looked into this because, well, the source that got this to me was compromised. Director Angel, Lab's cloning project alongside a Sanguine sleeper agent, confidential document, all seems a bit overboard to me. But just in case, I built a little tactical loop for those involved. You'll see on there a VPN safe link for you to download an MP3 file to use in your GoXLR or GoXLR phone app.
Holy shit. Conan Clarkson is a sanguine sleeper agent.
Safe, don't worry, because I use my Camelot VPN.
Of course. Of course, VPNs are perfectly safe. So, what is this?
So what it is, okay? So this is a picture that got sent to me years and years ago. Just after the
to activate the sanguine sleeper agent.
Financial crisis was throws. I never looked into it.